Some things you're interested in and some things you are absolutely committed to. Now, when you're committed to something, you accept no excuses. You only accept results. And this Big Friday finish is about empowering you to do it properly and stack the odds in your favor. Now, imagine for a second, total clarity where you're doing it properly. That means no wasted time, no wasted money, no wasted effort, just time, money, effort, and your mindset channeled in the direction that matters most to you, your business, and your life. That's what today's session is all about. Let's get something on screen. Take notes as you go through this. How to build a real business. That means attracting personal and financial freedom for you. We're covering 3 things today: structure, entrepreneurship, and mindset. You're going to want to make notes. You're going to want to share these with your team afterwards. You're going to want to share this video with other people that want to go and watch it as well. So we're going through that in detail. And what we're going to start with, well, we're going to start with a warm-up. And let me mention this again. If you're going to do it, you might as well do it properly. Now, whilst you're making your notes and when you're doing it properly, how about you get a fresh piece of paper and you write your name at the top of the piece of paper. So we might have Adam, Michael, Michelle, Sarah, Rachel. Write your name at the top and then in big, bold, capital letters, just do this. Write these 3 words. Do it properly. James, do it properly. Because that's what this session is about. The whole thing. Staying on the warm-up. We've got a warm-up that we're going on here. So consider for a second expensive mistakes in business. We see these all the time. We're coaching thousands of businesses here across the UK. So we see this all the time. What are some of your most expensive mistakes? Consider it for a second in business. You know, that's a wide question, your expensive mistakes in business. I know you're probably thinking of 1 or 2 now, but let's go micro on that. What have been your biggest mistakes in marketing? What have been your biggest mistakes in sales? What have been your biggest mistakes in time management and self-management? What have been your biggest financial mistakes? Now, mistakes can cost you. They definitely don't stack the odds in your favor, which is what today is all about. Now, let's go the other way. What have been your best decisions? What have been your best actions? Now, I said mistakes on the last one. I've said decisions and actions on this one because it's really important that we acknowledge this. All decisions precede actions and all actions precede results. And you wanting good results, you got to get good at decision making. You got to get good at taking action in the right areas. Stack them odds in your favor. My job is to repeat as we go through this session. So take the notes. Oh, and by the way, decisions. What comes before decision? Choice. Because you've always got choices. You've always got choices that you can make. When you're given the choice, the chances that you will make a better decision. When you don't realize that you've got choices, you can actually feel pressure. What comes before choice? Emotions, feelings. You've got these. We're an emotional species. What comes before feelings? Thoughts. It's right at the start. You have between 10,000 and 66,000 thoughts a day. So a thought will trigger emotion. Emotion will trigger some kind of physical response. And then you've got choices, decisions, actions, results. Let's make good ones. Here's some quotes. We're still on the warm-up. Good is the enemy of great. Jim Collins, his book on building a great business, incredible. So good is the enemy of great. Good enough isn't. Anyone who's watching this, set your standards sky high. Do not accept anything below great, exceptional, awesome, whatever you want to call it. That's your standard from this day on. Let's go with ideal thinking and lift the bar. Still on the warm-up. Don't sit down and wait for opportunities to come to you. Go and make them. Who's that? That's Madam Walker. She was the first female self-made millionaire. Check this out. Her business started in 1905. The first female business millionaire. And she is talking about opportunities. Now, think about your opportunities for a second. Can you see them? If you can't see your opportunities, that means you've got to do one thing. You've got to create them. You've got to go and create them. And once you've either created opportunities or you can see your opportunities, then comes the bit where you've got to go for it. You got to jump up and grab the opportunities. That's having an opportunistic mindset and a willingness to go for it and step out of your comfort zone. That was Madam Walker, first female millionaire. What else have we got? We're still on the warm-up. We've got a few other quotes here that's coming just to get you ready for this session. You have to be burning with an idea or a problem or a wrong that you want to make right. And if you're not passionate enough from the start, you will never stick it out. Who's that from? Steve Jobs, CEO and co-founder of Apple. Pretty important one. You got to get that fire burning inside. Come on, let's get the fire burning. How much is the fire burning in you? I'm guessing right now it's a little bit more than what it was at the start. And let me tell you, when we finish this session, it's going to be burning so strong. Stay tuned, stay in, subscribe. If you've not subscribed already, you will want to watch all of this session many times over. Don't worry about failure. You've only got to be right once. How nice is that? Failure is part of it. Well, what happens when we fail? Well, few things happen in the normal world, just not in your world. So in the normal world, what happens is people beat themselves up. People go into themselves. People feel miserable. People feel upset. Now that sense of self-sabotage, just not for you that's watching this, because there's two rules. You look back for two reasons. And these are the reasons. Number one is to learn. Everybody understands that. What did you learn? You see, when you learn, you gain. So when you fail, you can learn. Number two, ready for this? To feel good now. To feel strong now. To feel sense of self-belief now. To feel confident now. That's why you go into the past. Not to feel weak and upset and miserable. Who in the right mind would do that? Who likes to feel that way? No one. So that tells you, if no one in the right mind would do it, it's a mental problem. Don't worry about failure. You've only got to be right once. Tweak it, go. Tweak it, go. Make the changes, go again. Persistence all the way. The way to get started is to quit talking and begin doing. Let this session today lead to rapid action for you. Decisions, choices, decisions, actions. That's from Walt Disney. Amazing business, Walt Disney. Hey? Oh, look at this one. Richard Branson. Let's close to home now. Train people well enough so they can leave. But treat them well enough so they want to stay with you. Some incredible mindset around business growth, that is. Train your people. Help them develop. You know, the biggest gift in life is giving. What can you give all your team? You give them the sense of self-development. Make them feel like they're moving forward. And they're going to want to stay with you forever. What else? You're training them up. They're going to be getting better results for you, etc., etc. Get them to watch this webinar, for example, this Big Friday finish. Being in business should give you more life. That's Brad Sugars. He's the founder of the business coaching industry. Being in business should give you more life. So many business owners that we meet every single day, they are serving the business. They are serving the business. It's like, oh, I've got to work 70 hours so the business can achieve this, so that the team can, I've got to do this so the team has to do that. I've got to put in all of these hours. I've got to put in extra money now so the business can survive. That means you're serving the business. The business is not serving you. Embrace this mindset. Being in business should give you more life. Now, the last part of the warm-up, we've got about 2 minutes to go, is this. All business owners should know this. Very simple. This is called a blinding flash of the obvious. The profitability of the business depends on how well the employees consistently perform critical activities. So the burning question is, how clear are those critical activities in your business? How clear? Because you get clear on those critical activities and watch the level jump up. Next one. All business owners should know employees perform best when they understand how their performance affects the bottom line and how their performance is measured. That means everyone in your business has got a line of sight from what they're doing and the impact that it has on the overall business. Your job as the owner is to create a line of sight so that people can understand this is how my performance is affecting the business. We all should know that. Last two parts of the warm-up. Then I've got a question for you. All business owners should know small changes in critical areas can have a great impact on the bottom line. It's not about making radical changes. Sometimes it's just about little things. If you can take 1, 2, 3 little things from today's session, watch the impact they will make on your bottom line. Last one that all business owners should know. Then I'm asking you a question. What gets measured gets done, and what gets rewarded gets done again. Whew. Start measuring, because it's the only way that you're going to make objective decisions. If you're not making objective decisions, you're making emotional decisions, subjective decisions. Objectivity is the way forward. And start recognizing your team. Reward them, praise them. Do it twice a day, every day. Vary it. Who you give it to, how you give it to them. It's your job as an owner. And here's the question. Here's the question for you all. One of my favorite questions to ask this. What would you do over the next 12 months in your business if you weren't afraid to fail or be judged? If you weren't afraid of failure, what would you do? If you were not afraid of judgment, I mean, judgment stops us doing something. Well, what they're going to think about me? Fail, well, it might not work. Stops us doing something. So if we remove fear and we remove judgment, what would you do? Write that down now. Write it down on your piece of paper in front of you. Put a smiley face next to that. Big smiley face. Sign your name on it and do that. My job today is to get you to do that. Because when we remove fear, when we remove judgment, we are left with clarity. That's my challenge. Well, that's your challenge. And now we're warmed up. Now we are ready, because we're going through structure, entrepreneurship, mindset. Are we ready for this? Take notes as we go through this. How to build a real business. Well, we're going to start at mastery. What is mastery? Well, look, there's 4 words that you can see on here. Planning, productivity, delivery, and finance. And the last one, it says there, get control. This is about you getting control of your business. Imagine 4 plates that are spinning. 4 plates now. Imagine them all spinning. Your job is to keep them up. There's only 4 of them. You just keep those plates spinning. You don't want any plates to drop. When the plates drop, drama happens. When the plates drop, chaos happens. When the plates drop, stress, overwhelm begins to happen. So what are these plates? Well, one of the plates is planning. Your business has got to have a plan. Whether it's a 5-year strategic plan, a 12-month plan. These are the core things. These are the 4 main objectives for the next 12 months. These are the milestones that we're going to do over those 12 months. A 90-day plan with granular detail. Granular detail. It might be a monthly plan. This is the objective for the next month. Weekly plan. And last but not least, the daily plan. Arguably the most important plan. Your job is to keep that plate spinning. Be a planner. Become a planner. Get organized. Get a coach. You'll be in real danger of becoming more organized. Productivity is the next one. That's about time. Productivity is about time, about getting control of what you do with your time. You know, there's 4 key skills in this, in time mastery, if you like, and productivity. 1 is analysis, analyzing what you're actually doing with your time. 2 is planning your time. We've already mentioned that. When you plan your day for tomorrow, today, guess what's going to happen? Tomorrow's going to be way better. Because you've planned. It makes you more productive. It makes you use your time better. Remember, time unfolds second by second, like this. Tick, tock, tick, tock, tick, tock. It's moving at all times. Use it. Go with it. Go with the flow. Never fight it, because you will lose. It's too strong. It's too consistent. It's formidable. It dictates everything. Time will tell. Go with the flow. Do the important stuff. So we said here, analysis, planning, delegation. Be great at delegating clearly, concisely. Give someone a picture. Give someone authority. Give someone else the responsibility. Ask them to take control of this. Do it in a real good way. Paint a picture for them. Show them what the outcome will actually look like. And last but not least is self-management. Productivity is about self-management. Yeah, write these words down. Be organized, be focused, and be disciplined. Very, very much about mindset, because there's no such thing about time management. Cross the word time management out and change it to self-management. And then what's your productivity? Go through the roof. Delivery, consistency. Delivery is the starting of systemizing your business. And where do you start? Well, it's really simple as business, because for most small businesses, there's only 3 processes. One is, how do you win the work? The sales process, marketing and sales. How do you win the work? A process. Process means there's a map, there's a journey. The second is, how do you deliver the work? Whatever it is that you do, the production, the sending the stuff out. So the whole delivery operational process, just map it. It's just a picture. And last but not least, the invoicing and collection. So there we've got sales and marketing, operations, finance, 3 processes, all beautifully mapped on one piece of paper, so you know how it looks. And watch what happens in your business to consistency. Through the roof. Keep that plate spinning. Finance. Let's go with finance. Financial control. Making numbers, KPIs, visible. That's your challenge. Write down V for visibility. Write down V for visibility. That is your challenge. Make it visible. Look at your numbers. Look at zero. When you have your coaching session with your coach, you'll be going through that P&L every month, that balance sheet every month. You'll be checking in on that net cash flow week by week. You know, what are the critical KPIs? Get them in your business. What's the take-home message here? Get control. What's next? All right, marketing is next. So we've got marketing. It's split into a few different areas. So we've got USP, what's unique? How are you standing out? So think about this for a second. Standing out, what does that mean? I learned this from one of our coaches over in Manchester. He says, well, imagine you're driving down the motorway, the M6, or down the M1. And motorways typically cut through fields, yeah? And in the fields, the sheep in the fields. I mean, it's normal. Do you notice them? Absolutely not, because it's just normal. But what happens if you were on the phone, you were speaking to someone? It could be a colleague, it could be a friend, a family, it could be your parents, husband, partner. So you're on the phone, driving down the motorway, and you're going past these fields where you're blissfully ignorant of the sheep that are in there. But in one of the fields, there's a giraffe. Would you notice it? Absolutely, would you notice it? You would definitely notice the giraffe. Why? Because it's standing out. It's not normal. That is what marketing is. Are you standing out? Are you outstanding in your marketing? Right? The word outstanding, what does that mean? It means stand out in your marketplace. It takes us about 8 weeks to go through your USP builder so that you are, from this day on, standing out in your marketplace. Next thing on there, you see a guarantee. What's a guarantee doing marketing? It gives the marketplace confidence. Get a guarantee, something that you can confidently guarantee that the marketplace want, and go with it, because that's marketing. And last but not least, there's the money-making machine. Who wants more money? I'm saying put your hand up now, and I'm imagining you all, yes, because you want more money. Then you got to create the money-making machine. Every business needs a money-making machine. We do that through something that we've got called the 5 ways, where we're focusing on lead generation, conversion rate, how much people spend with you, getting them to spend with you more, and dramatically increasing your profit margins, looking at them each and every week as we help you grow your business. Because why? Money-making machine. Look at those words in capitals on your screen. Predictable cash flow. That's what you want. The one before, you want to get control of those 4 plates. This one, you want predictability in cash flow. How nice is that when you can predict the cash in your business 3, 6, 9 months from now, even 12 months out, when you get really, really strong at this? Do it properly. My job is repeat, repeat, repeat. What's next, James? Systems. Systems come next. Worthwhile writing this mantra down. I'll go slowly and I'll probably repeat. Systems run your business. Write this mantra down because this is the key to sustained success. This is absolute key. Systems run your business. Your team run the systems. And you lead the team. Boom. 3 points. Systems run your business. Your team run the systems. And you lead your team. When you get systems running your business, you can get into leadership in a strong way. And that will take you up to the next level. It's no longer about you. Because when we do systems, this is about team mobilizations. This is about clarity. Operations. Remember the maps that we shared there on the delivery mastery? We've got 3 maps. Now, if you're a bigger business, there might be another map for suppliers. There might be another map for people. If you've got loads and loads of people in your business, like a process. And if you're a real big business, like a Google, a Dyson, even a creative business. I mean, some small businesses that are exceptionally creative have got now innovation processes in the business. They're coming up with things like Facebook have hackathons. That's a process now in that business. So I'll give you 3 more there for the bigger businesses that are watching this. Now, operations here, this is where we get every checklist in place under each and every single part of that process. There's a checklist, which means your team can be mobilized. The team now know what they're doing. It means we can do that first part really well. Systems run the business, and then your team run the systems. What do we work on here? We said earlier on productivity, time. Time is about productivity. Systems, let me tell you, this is about efficiency. Imagine a ladder behind me. Imagine a ladder. And I put it against the wall. And I go against the wall. And I climb up the ladder. That's called being productive. But I get to the top of the ladder. And guess what? I put it against the wrong wall. It's productive, but it's certainly not effective. So there's 3 parts here, isn't there? The productivity comes first. You've got to be able to climb the ladder. Second, so you've got to start putting the ladder somewhere. Climb it, and then you'll realize, oh, it's the wrong wall. Now we start putting it against the right wall. So now we start increasing our effectiveness. Let me tell you, when you get systems, checklists, now we increase efficiency. This is about efficiency, scaling, moving faster. Imagine getting to the top in an instant. Imagine that big ladder, because this is a big system. Imagine getting there in that fast. That's efficiency. We want to create like a well-oiled machine. So it's slick, it's fast, it's moving. Let me tell you, this is the key to sustained success. People think it's about the sales and marketing. No, systems run your business. Most businesses never get to the point where systems are in the business. The team are in the systems and the owner's getting into the leadership in a big way because they don't know how. From this day on, you are going to do it properly. Let's move on. What have we got next? Team. Whoa, a couple of things to share with you here on team. So team is about recruitment. Yeah, if winning is about fielding the best players, how important is it to recruit the right and best players for you? Really important. Because winning is really important. See, when we look at winning and a winning culture is always built in a learning culture. And if you ain't got a learning culture, you have not got a winning team. You show me a winning team, I'll show you people that are learning. I'll show you people that are forging forward. So we've got to recruit the right people. We've got to get a structure in place and create an environment for everyone to flourish, for everyone to work together harmoniously and challenging. We don't want total harmony. We want constructive challenge in the business. And then we've got 6 plus 2. What is the 6 plus 2? Let's go with it. Take note of these because this is absolutely crucial. The first 2 things, imagine this is like a sandwich. Everything else is in the middle. Strong leadership. Your job as an owner is to develop into an incredibly strong leader. Can you do that? Yes, you can. You want the good news? Starts with being yourself. You know, there's strong leaders out there. You got Richard Branson, you got Alan Sugar, very strong leaders, both completely different, equally strong. You've got Pep Guardiola, you've got Jurgen Klopp, football managers, incredible leaders, like literally leadership ability through the roof, completely different characters. That's good news, because you don't have to be like everybody else. You've got to be the best version of you. You've got to get into self-leadership in a big way, hone your style and develop your strength. Let me repeat that. Hone your leadership style and develop your strength and belief in yourself to lead other people. Not up for debate. You have got to do that. Number 2, 100% inclusion. This is the sandwich. Have an inclusivity in your leadership style, because the only real sustainable competitive advantage in business is teamwork. That's the only real competitive advantage that you've got, because everything else, technology will change, your industry will change, your competition will change. Teamwork is here to stay. We want inclusion. That means engagement. It means not a dictatorship. It means, what do you want to do? Come and help us shape the vision. Come and help us shape the goals. How can we get the best out of each other? 100% inclusion. That's an inclusivity. So you get engagement from your team at every single given opportunity. Next is common goal. Imagine a bike chain going round, someone pedaling the bike. The bike only moves forward if the chain goes round. Every little one of those links on the chain is a person in your business. And guess what? It only takes one link to stop the bike moving forward. One link breaks, the whole chain stops. What keeps the chain together is common goal. Everyone going in the same direction. Imagine, your sales team and your marketing team, they're all doing different things. No one's aware of what else they're doing. Imagine a football team like that. Imagine if they didn't all know what everyone else was doing. It wouldn't work. It just wouldn't work. So we create common goal and awareness within the whole team. Rules of the game. Oh, this is beautiful. This is something that you can do once or twice a year, which will have an instant and transformative effect on your business straight away. What are the rules of the game? For us as a team, in order to get the very best out of each other, what are the 4, 5, or 6 rules that we can all embrace? And we're going to do this in a 100% inclusion style, by the way. We'll come up with it as a team. We'll agree as a team, not as a leader dictating down. These are the rules. No. Let the team own the rules. We come up with the rules of the game. We do that twice a year or once a year. And it's instant impact. Then we get into action plan. Action plan is about granularity. It's about depth. It's about detail of where you're going, what you're doing every single week for the next 13 weeks. Not 12 months. We know the major milestones for 12 months. We know the four business objectives each year. But depth and detail, 90-day planning. You got to come out of your business. You got to put yourself into a day with a coach, and you got to do this in depth and detail, because then the whole team has got somewhere they're going. We've got some direction. Support risk taking. Yes, business is a game of risk. We don't work on 100%. This is going to work. 0%. It's not. 0%. This is going to work. 100% it is. We don't work like that. Sometimes it's an 80-20. 8% chance it'll come off. Most people go 50-50. Ooh. Do we go? Do we don't go? 50% chance it works, 50% chance it doesn't. Because all the numbers it's telling you, 5 times out of 10 you're going to go. Your job is to know when to go. How do you know that? By developing decision-making procedures and systems and processes where you can make objective decisions that stack the odds in your favor. We're constantly doing this. Over 3 or 4 years, we really help shape that whole decision-making process in place for businesses that we coach. So support risk-taking. Get your own decision-making procedures in place. And last but not least, you've got these 2 there. ++, 6+2, communication. Communication is all around us, isn't it? Even a business with 2 people in or 2,000 people in, let me tell you, they've got communication problems. It's 4 simple rules on communication here. You ready? Number 1, it's really easy, real simple. Number 1, have something good to say. Have something good to say. If you ain't got anything good to say, don't bother saying anything. It's just not going to be good communication. Have something good to say. Number 2, say it well. Simple. The right way at the right time to the right person. Say it well. Number 3, it's about listening, reading. Look at the person. You listen with your eyes, with your ears, and your heart. Listen holistically. You got to read the person in front of you. This is about communication. And number 4 is about intensity of communication. That means communication is not words. It's not the words you use. Imagine the words. Imagine this is a drawing pin. I'll throw a drawing pin at you. The drawing pin is words. Would it hurt you? Nah. Scratch the surface. But imagine if I got the drawing pin and I wrapped it round an iron bar and then I smashed this into your arm. Would that hurt? Yeah, it would. It'd permeate. It'd get under the skin. It would definitely hurt. It would get under there because the iron bar's in motion. And words mixed with emotions equals intensity, equals passion, equals pride. That's communication. Do that. Training. We've already mentioned it, the Richard Branson quote. Train your people so they get better and better. And lead them so they just want to stay as well. So training. Look at the sales teams, the best sales teams. You ready for this? On the planet. They train every day. Every single day. Marketing teams, they train every day. How often are you training in your business? How often are your team training in your business? What are you doing with your coach to get some additional training going on in your business? Sometimes it can be internal with a system that you've got, like the call of the week. What a good system for training, the call of the week system. The sales teams listen to the call of the week. It's beautiful, simple things. Think about it for a second. What are your opportunities to develop that in your business? Let's move on. Let's move on because now we've got synergy. Ooh, this is about scalability. It's about, look, doing it properly. I'm saying this is a systematic process to do your business properly. You've already got loads of ideas. We've already got loads of ideas and they're going to keep coming and you're going to listen to this right to the very end because it's going to be layered with the entrepreneurship and the mindset, synergy, scalability, scaling your ability, scaling your business at speed. Why wait 5 years when you can do it in 2? When your business gets to a size and you've got a team that's now running the systems and all the problems are not coming to you anymore. And you've got this predictable cash flow in place and you've got control of the 4 areas and the plates are spinning and you're in total control. Guess what? Now we can start to scale. We can think bigger. Definition of scalability is the next customer is cheaper than the last one. Costs less. That's what we want to get. And scalability is split into 5 areas. Strategy, getting clear on your strategy. Big picture strategy. What is your business model? Really financially understanding the whole model so we can start to scale it. People, you're going to have an emergence of a leadership team start to evolve here. So all of a sudden, you know, that owner is not like everyone reporting there. Now you've got sales with a leader. You've got marketing with a leader. You've got operations with a leader. You've got finance and HR with a leader. And guess what? All roads are not pointing to you now. So that emergence of that people leadership team that then looking after all of the team underneath, the processes for the team start to be added in. Checklists, personal development plans, employee engagement, satisfaction review. All this is coming in at this scalable level. Then we get into execution. And I've even given you this, like this is so important because we set goals. We get very clear on the strategy and then we get into execution mode. We don't want to be chopping and changing halfway through a plan. We want to be sticking to the plan. We've got a 90-day plan in place. Now everyone's right. We plan for a week, we execute for 12. We plan for a week, we execute for 12. We plan for a week, bam, everyone is in execution mode, which means the process is being followed. Everyone is, the systems run the business. Your team run the system. And we're doing it in a slick, fast style. Management is really important at this point, because you're going to be adding more and more people to your business. So as more and more people get added to your business, there might be more and more managers, and managers should not really be in charge of more than 6 to 8 people. So for every 6 to 8 people, you need a manager in your business. And whilst you're adding more people, make sure that you keep your financial control and measure these numbers: revenue per employee, profit per employee, plus so many more other numbers. Those two are non-negotiable if you want to scale your business, because as we add them in, we should see more growth. Financial controls, keep the financial controls. Objective decision-making. Reports should be put in front of you as the owner at this point. Every week, you've got a report from the sales, marketing, operations, finance, and HR. Every week, that report is being done to you. And every month, you've got effectively a board meeting where you're going over that and making sure that we're on track. Mission at this level. Now you're emerging into a bigger business. Now you've got social responsibility. Now it's no longer about your goals. It's about the marketplace goals. What does the market want? And like social responsibility, for example, like a footballer, if they, because they're very famous people, if they send a tweet out and it's a little bit controversial, everybody will jump on it because it's not accepted, but they've got a social responsibility. As your business gets bigger, you've got a social responsibility. Take that on board. Your culture needs to reflect this. You know, ethics, morals, doing things right. And then we got business development. And business development, it's not just about sales and marketing. It's about sales, marketing, and customer experience. I didn't say customer service there. I said customer experience. The operations team is in charge of customer experience. And why is business development about all three of them at scalable level? Because you need those departments to work seamlessly together. No silos. They need to know what's going on customer, because when the sales knows what's going on customer experience, guess what? They sell better. And when the customer experience knows what's been agreed on the sales, guess what? They give a better customer experience. So we get the three departments working together really, really well. All right, we're moving up the ladder. What's next? Oh, next is the great bit, the bit that you all want. This is about potentially selling the business. Some people build a business, they want to sell it. So we're looking at the multiple that it could be sold for, driving that multiple up 4, 5, 6, 10, 12. We even had one last year. It was 47 times EBIT, earnings before interest, tax, and depreciation. So it was that amount. We're looking at expanding the business, expanding your own portfolio. Now you've done this business, you've got it working without you, you've got a CEO or an MD in place underneath you who can expand. You might franchise the business. You might get a separate business that you're building in a different city. So you're looking at your whole portfolio. The personal development is a huge part of this as well, because all of a sudden you've got a lot more time. You've got a lot of passive income that's coming your way. And you've just got a lot more time. So what are you going to do? Well, sometimes you got to let go. Sometimes you got to have space to think. Sometimes you got to start thinking about what you want. All of a sudden, yes, you've got the house. Yes, you've got the car. Yes, you've had the watches. Yes, you've had the holidays. You've had, what's next? Well, I'll tell you what's next. Legacy, purpose, inner peace. That's the journey that people are on. You know, my job as the coaches coach here at ActionCOACH UK is to get as many people to that level as possible. Why? Because then you can make the world a greater place. You know, our vision statement is world abundance through business re-education. Abundance, I wholeheartedly believe. You know, part of abundance is the more successful you are, the more successful everyone else can be. We believe there's enough success for everyone. But a huge part of abundance is giving back. Because the biggest gift in life is to give. And it's that when some people get into philanthropy and giving back, etc., etc. And at this point, you've got the potential now to be an investor. And guess what? Congratulations, because entrepreneurship is born at this point. Congratulations. Now you're going to have loads of action points. And guess what? We've got 2 core areas that we're going over. That was deep. That was fast. You've got loads of action points there. Where are we going next? Well, tell you where we're going next. We're going to talk about entrepreneurship. And the first thing I want to talk about is management. Because as you're building the business, you're also going on a journey. You're going on this journey, and it starts with management. And management is about 2 things, competency and productivity. So you've got to get people being competent and confident and productive. Of course you have. Management is about that. I like what Stephen Covey says. He says, management is about things and leadership is about people. We're going on to leadership in a second. So let's go through this. Let's go. Let's show you. Management happens at those 3 levels there. Mastery, management, marketing, management, systems, management. First one, org chart. Who is going to do what? You make sure as a manager, you've got that so clear. There's 3 org charts. The org chart now, there's the org chart when the business is finished, and there's the org chart in 12 months time. 12 months we can work to, we can grab. It's close enough for us to be able to do something today on it. So we've got 3 org charts. We've got one for now. We've got one for the future when it's finished, and one for 12 months time. Who is going to do what? That's your question. Management is also about roles and responsibilities. So who's doing what? What is expected of me? Your team, absolutely. I said this right at the start, will perform much higher when they know exactly what is expected of them. So let's get into management. A lot of people get into leadership and not management. Management comes before leadership. I learned this from Brad Sugars. You know, the 1-minute manager, start with that book. You'll be in real danger of becoming a much better manager. I mean, and once you've done the 1-minute manager, move on to the 1-minute manager meets the monkey. Roles and responsibility. What is expected of me? What are my 5 roles and responsibility in my role? Get that clear. Get that written down. Get it documented. Get it shared. Management. KPIs. Here's the question. How will we measure performance? So we've got org chart in place as a manager. Everybody's got crystal clear role and responsibility. They know exactly what is expected of them. Exactly. And everything is visible. We are going to measure performance. So the org chart has not just got the roles and responsibility next to each seat on the bus. It's got KPIs. It's got, each seat has got specific KPIs in this business, which are all aligned, moving you in that one direction, because I know here, my impact that it's having on the business there. Get KPIs in place. Management, systems. How do we carry out our roles? These are your checklists. Remember those processes. Every process is built up of loads of systems. We're going to get that in place. We're going to get that operations manual. Everything is checklisted. Everybody will know exactly how to carry out their role. Last but not least, about communication. How do we keep things on track? That cadence of meetings. That means the weekly meeting, the work in progress meeting. Is it on a Monday morning? When's your one-to-one happening? Is that on a Wednesday afternoon, a Thursday morning, a weekly one-to-one with everybody? An update once a month, the quarterly action plan that you come together. It's about communication. So the cadence of meetings in your business, let's get that right, because that is a management thing. That is about all of what I've just shared. All those 5 questions are about these 2 things. Well, what I said at the start, competence and productivity. So where do we go next? Well, I'll tell you where we go next. We go to leadership. Leadership is built at those next 2 levels. So if management was about competence and productivity, leadership is about these 2 words, passion and focus. And by the way, those 4 words, 2 for management, 2 for leadership, I got from Brad Sugars. He is exceptional in this area and teaching people. Go and watch some of his videos on leadership and management. They are incredible. So leadership is about passion, heart and spirit, if you like, and focus. Remember, I talked about communication and the emotions that go with it. And this is the leaders, the best leaders on the planet have got passion and extreme levels of focus. Of course, we've gone through that, honing your style, developing your strength. Of course, you're doing that. What did I say earlier on? I'm just repeating now. Stephen Covey says, management was about things, systems, marketing, mastery. Leadership is about people. People, passion, focus. Right. Here's your 4 questions. Really good questions. Are you ready? First one, vision. Where are we going? Because a leader's job there, you have to know that. You don't just have to know that. You've got to be able to inspire people with that. You've got to know where you're going. If you don't know where you're going, bam. Go and take yourself out of your business for a day. Call a team meeting. Get everybody together. Let's find out where we're going. Let's make some decisions. And what'll happen is you'll be in real danger of getting much more passion and much more focus. Mission, right? So we've got vision. Where are we going? Mission, are you ready? Is how we're going to get there. So if there's a mountain in front of you, the vision is you're going to get to the top of this mountain. What's your mountain? Which mountain are you going to climb? That's your vision. Your mission is how we're going to get there. How are we going to get there? You got to know that. Ask your team, bring them in, include them. Remember, we've got this inclusivity that's going on. Leadership now is about culture. So we've got this VMC, vision, mission, culture. Now, this one, what's the famous people say? Culture eats strategy for breakfast. Absolutely. Behavior. This is about behavior. Look, no matter what, you need people in your business. And the stronger we make this culture, the more chance you've got of winning. Remember what I said earlier on, you want a winning team, you better get a winning culture. You want a winning culture, you better have a learning culture. How will we behave? So that means, what are the core behaviors? What are our values? What's our code of conduct? Individually, what are the 3 behaviors that I need to bring for us to achieve these 12-month goals? If you as a leader ask that question to everyone on your team, what are the 3 behaviors that you need to bring to help this team achieve these goals? And then they'll tell you. And when they tell you, they'll own it. And then you'll reply back, you say, go for it. What can we do to help that? How can we make that happen? What can we do to support you along the way? Culture eats strategy for breakfast. Last but not least is a big one, leadership, goals. Your job as a leader is to get everyone in your business setting goals. They set their goals, not you. You give them the direction. You inspire them with the direction. You enroll them to the common goal. Now they've got to set goals. Everyone in your business from this day on has to set goals. As a leadership team, we'll set the core milestones for the mission, how we're going to get to the top. And then the individuals, they'll set their milestones on how they're going to achieve the 90-day goals. They'll set their milestones of how they're going to achieve the next 12-month goals. What's going to happen now is what we've got is everyone's got roles and responsibilities because you're managing them. Everyone's got KPIs because you're managing them. Everyone's got goals because you're leading them. Everybody has got goals that they own. So now, line of sight is so clear. I know exactly what I got to do. And I know exactly the impact that it's going to have on this business. What's next? What is next? Let's have a look. Well, next is entrepreneurship. This is about you becoming an investor, becoming not just a manager, not becoming a leader. It means, look, you're looking at expanding. The entrepreneur is born with all of the stuff that you see on the left of your screen and all of the stuff, the management, the leadership. Now we've got a true entrepreneur that's born. It may take you 3 or 4 years to get to that point, because an entrepreneur is not a person that just starts a business. No, that's not an entrepreneur. You got to deserve that title. You deserve that title by doing it properly. Everything that we've been through today so far has been about doing it properly. And I said there was a third area we're discussing. We're going to discuss structure, the red bit. We're going to discuss entrepreneurship, the blue bit. Now we're going to discuss the green part, the mindset. Where does the mindset start? Well, you'll notice now this is under everything. This is personal development. Everybody has got to be into personal development. A winner is a learner. Someone who doesn't learn is someone that will not repeatedly win. No way. Keep learning. Your job is to keep growing. If you're not growing, you're dying. And if you're not growing, you're not changing. So you must keep evolving. Getting into personal development is a big thing. Read a book on mindset. What's going to happen when you read a book on mindset is you'll be in danger of thinking differently, of wanting something more, of challenging yourself. Hang around some good people that are really into personal development. And the question is like, am I committed to personal growth? Well, am I? Answer that question now. Am I? Because I dare say your answer, everybody's answer is yes. So put an exclamation mark after that. Put a tick next to it, get a smiley face on it and go for it, because this is where it starts. If you're not into personal development, you will not change and grow. It's widely accepted. This is generalized principle of success. That means generally accepted that this will help you become successful. You learn before you earn. You want to earn more money? Start learning. Start reading a book a week, a book every fortnight, or a book a month at the least, a book a month at least. And now you can listen to the books whilst you're driving your car. You get an Audible account, get into personal development. What is step number 2? Let's have a look. Well, step number 2 is desire. It's the fire in your belly. It's how much do you want it? It's like, come on, what do you want? How much do you want it? How clear are you? This is motivation. It's like, get super clear, think big. This is an easier part. Make the list of everything that you want. This is an easier part. So once you read the personal development, then get the fire burning and get motivated. Motivation, there's 3 levels of motivation. One is vision and purpose. What's my vision? What happens is the fire starts burning when you're clear on that vision. Number 2 is your values and morals. Because vision and purpose motivation means this. I'm going to do this because I want to do it. You got a vision, you want it. Values and morals means I'm going to do this because it's the right thing to do. So what is the right thing to do? Let that fire burn. And last type of motivation is personal conviction motivation. I'm going to do it because I said I was going to do it. That's fire. A lot of like your Olympic athletes have got this. I'm going for it. I'm doing it. They've got this sense of personal pride and conviction. That's what you got to get, because you get those 3 points and you've got that desire that's burning, ready to propel you forward. What's next? All right. Well, that desire is about wanting it. Yes. It's about wanting to win. Next is discipline. Discipline sounds the same as wanting to win. It's about refusing to lose. Sounds the same. Let me tell you, this is definitely not the same. This is about mental toughness. Jim Rohn said this, and he said it well. The key ingredient in failure is this: a few simple errors in judgment made every day will lead to failure. And he said this about success: a few simple disciplines repeated every day will lead to success beyond your imagination. Discipline. What are your 3 disciplines? What are the 3 disciplines that if you take charge of, you will refuse to lose? You do these 3 things, 1, 2, 3. This will propel you to the next level. Refusing to lose is a completely different mentality to wanting to win. What am I saying to you? You've got to have both. You've got to have both. And we can layer it up just as I'm sharing with you. It means when resistance happens, you must be resilient. You must be tenacious. You must be willing to go for it again. You must be hardworking. You must be committed. You must be prepared to take sacrifices. That's not desire. Desire is wanting it. Discipline is willing to go for it. What's next? What's next? Let's layer it up. Ooh, knowledge. So some people, they try to outsmart it. They try to, they know what to do. They're just not doing it. So they've already got the knowledge, but they're just not doing it. That's interesting, because the biggest barrier in success is usually not knowledge. It's not knowing what to do. It's doing what you know. That's the biggest barrier to success. But guess what? If you've laid this up right and you're into personal development, you're developing yourself around your strengths, you're seeing where there's gaps and opportunities, and you're massively into it. You've got this desire and want and motivation to do it. You've got this refuse to lose. And guess what? You start learning stuff. You've already got this discipline, hard work, tenacity, resilience, motivation, persistence. You've got that mindset of work ethic. Guess what? Every bit of knowledge you consume, you go with it. You turn it into action. You try and outsmart it without those things underneath, you will go nowhere fast. We call these problem children. It's a problem child. They know what to do. They just don't do it. So if that is you, what you do need, a couple of things. Number one is you need to know exactly why you've got to do those things, because if you know why, that's going to get the fire burning a little bit. Number two, get an accountability coach. Get someone to kick your ass. Get someone to push you really hard. Get someone that will not take second best from you. Get that accountability coach. Knowledge. Choose the areas that you need to learn and want to grow in. What's next? Top of the tree is consistency. You see, how am I going to consistently perform as a leader? Doing it once is easy. Doing it twice, doing it 3 times. I'm saying do it for a decade. Show the world how good you are. 10,000 hour rule. Commit. Commit into personal development. Get that motivation every single day. Refuse to lose every day. Develop your knowledge for 10 years and watch how consistent your results will be. You will be a leader in every stretch of the imagination. People will look at you and want to be like you. Consistency is the one that comes at the end. And you know what the cherry on top is? We're here in the UK. It's not for egos. Humble. Humility. Humility is the top of the tree. Be a humble leader. Be a humble entrepreneur. Give back to the world. Consistency comes at the end, and it comes from everything that you see there on screen. I said these words at the start: do it properly. So you make sure that you do this properly. You take what you need to take from this session and go for it with everything you've got. All I've got to say is this: pressure is crucial. Absolutely crucial to your performance. How you handle it will define your results. Learn about pressure, embrace pressure, and go for it with every single thing that you've got. So now all that's left to do is, guess what? Get it in the chat box. What are your top takeaways and learnings from today's session? And if you've not already subscribed to the channel, how dare you? Make sure you subscribe. You make sure that you subscribe. Share this with as many people as you can. Get your team watching this. Put your takeaways, put your learning points in the comments box now. Consider that over the weekend and make sure that you take action on the back of this. It's been a pleasure to be with you all this afternoon. Have a fantastic evening. Have a fantastic weekend. Go for it. You got this. Make it happen. Go and attract the results that you deserve. For now, over and out. See you next time.